There we go. Now we're live. I've clicked the wrong thing. Live on stream. Way to go, me. Anyway, so we are here on with the the No Skill Entertainment boys on the Downrange podcast, and you guys were in my comment section, and I was like, ah, fuck it, because you guys have good subjects, and I like shit talking D&D, so here we are. You know.
Yes.
But why
Yeah.
don't you guys go ahead and tell chat who's your daddy and what does he do?
That's all you, Brandon. You're the editor.
Darvo, you have the best answer for this one, so go for it.
What the fuck you mean, man?
Dude, your dad's the best. He starts doing construction while we're recording videos. It's the best.
I forgot about that.
We'll just say he's a handyman. Does a lot of shit
He's a
at
handyman.
random times of the day.
Legit, Darv. He started deconstructing his wall as we started streaming one day. Oh, it was fantastic. Literally as we hit record.
Oh no, we hear oh shit in Spanish, and then a drill bit comes flying through the
Yeah.
wall. We're like, what the hell was that?
You know, as it does, you know, have things
Yeah.
bust through the fucking wall. Sounds like my house. But all right, so out of pure curiosity, I know we were talking earlier about it, but how do you guys know Guardbeardia? Is it through Neckbeardia, the books, D&D? What brought you all into this fucked up circle I call my fan base?
I hate to admit it. I got to give Nick credit on this one. I discovered you through him
Okay.
a while ago. This is a long time. And then once I realized that better content was over on your end, I jumped there. So
And that is pretty true.
Alright.
Because if I wanted to hear about demons talking to me while I'm smoking a cigarette, I wouldn't go to James's channel. I'd rather go to you. I'll be honest.
I don't get yelled at by James. Like, what the fuck, bro? Bro, we're still friends. All right.
Yo, are you Neckbeard from Guardbeardia?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny because in real life, when people from his channel meet me, they go, "Oh, you're Neckbeardia's friend." I'm like, "Yeah, it's me." You know?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
fair.
Like,
Then-
I think the rest of us, other than say Siege, probably learned of you through Beast.
Beast.
Yeah, and it was pretty.
You call me Mikey. I use the
Yeah,
online.
Mikey.
Oh,
Gotcha.
got you.
Sorry about that. We're highly professional. Introduce ourselves like adults.
You and your online handles. Gosh, you kids nowadays.
I'm
I
old.
mean-
I'm the one who's
Yeah.
been messaging you, and you can tell I'm old just by the way I type. I'm sure.
God, you should see him right.
No.
shut up.
You see, old guys do the whole sentence 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 like they don't believe in commas or periods. It's only ellipses. They fucking write in, like. If go on Gunbroker for one day, you can tell this dude is 70 years old. Brand new Garand, only fired so many times, comes with full kit, like, just fucking stop.
Please stop.
Just say
I
a
don't wanna hear
period.
this anymore.
Yeah. All right.
Oh
Puts a
my
title
God,
and a
wow.
header when he's writing a letter.
Yeah. So you guys run your own podcast called Noskill Entertainment, and you guys mostly do what kind of subject matter? Mostly
Whatever we feel like we can talk about to fill
Literally
the
whatever
gap.
we feel like it, yeah. I don't
Guys,
think we've
give
ever
us-
sat down and been like, this is it. We've just
Give
sat
us
down and
some
been like, what are we
credit.
doing?
We've done news like twice, and the rest
Twice,
of it's
literally twice.
nonsense.
well, but the thing is, everyone and their mother does fucking news. You're just like literally shouting to the void of doing news.
Pretty
Well,
much.
Yeah.
Most recent thing we did, it's not uploaded yet, but we just had to talk about old school retro arcades, and then we have one whole podcast that was talking about just the genre of rock music.
You see, just for a first tangent, why not? I miss old arcades, dude, because I grew up in I
Dude.
grew
Oh my god.
I grew up in Stillwater, and then moved to Bixby, Oklahoma, which was a fucking nothing town. But they had a roller rink, right, with fucking this huge ass arcade, and I would go
I
there
grew up
every 3 days. I'd go to the fucking fistful of quarters and just play fucking arcade games, and then roller skate. I think we'll kind of tie that into your first subject y'all want to do is like how times have changed, right? Because back when I was a wee little fucking meme tard, we went to roller rinks in mini golf and arcades, and now it's all video. And I think because I know Zapper, your first thing was the potential psychological and social impact of VR tech in gaming, and the disconnect is pretty harsh. I would say. What would you say? Because back in the day, it was all about physical interaction and camaraderie. You went out with your friends and did stuff in real life, whether it's beating up local kids or going to the roller rink, and now it's all online. And since you guys are on VR chat a lot, I'll let you guys lead in with this. So what do you guys think is the social and psychological impact of VR chat and VR
the
tech
one,
and gaming?
Like you said, no one's getting beaten up in arcades anymore, which DJ used to do, by the way. Just want to throw that out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that
Hey.
literally last night.
Watch it.
Literally
Hey, that was
not.
20 years ago. It's okay. No one's gonna remember.
I still see it. It's a small town.
There's that one guy. That motherfucker! I knew it.
Oh,
He
that
sounded
is him.
familiar.
The kid
no,
that
like-
would just spam use Blanco's jab on Street Fighter, but then again, he kind of had it coming.
Yeah. No, it is crazy though. Like you said, I miss going to like a roller derby or a mini golf park or something
Jeez.
and playing on a machine. I love the feel of buttons.
Yeah.
It's
Well-
really the best.
Well, even then, like going rollerblading or roller skating in a rink, you're around people. That's how I used to go meet dates. Like, and I'm trying to think of like, guys, when I was
I'm
in
not that old.
yeah, well, like in my 20s, you still have to go out and meet people and see them and view them to actually get interest in them. Nowadays, it's
Yeah.
all on a fucking tap phone. You like set up a fucking date on your fucking smart device. Like, yeah, we are compatible via this algorithm. Let's go on a date, and you end up stabbing each other in a parking lot. It's like it's the weirdest shift in connection. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
It really is, yeah.
and you guys are mostly on VR chat, right?
Yeah,
Mix
because
it up.
we're all around the country. Me and Mikey are West Coast. Deej is East Coast. Darv's again in the middle of nowhere. So it makes it really hard to do things.
Well, yeah. But so why you guys have been on VR chat? Probably a lot more than I have. I used to go do dumb shit on there all the time. But you guys are on there a lot, I assume. Like, how many hours a week are you guys on VR chat?
Yeah,
Uh,
Deej. How many
take-
hours a week?
Let me take the reins on this one real quick. So I'm the newest person to get into VR amongst the guys. But since I got my hands on a headset, I have been living on VR chat, or at least VR in general, when I have free time, because it's an entirely new world that's been opened up to me. Sometimes it's I'm having the time of my life doing a wipeout course that somebody tediously made. Sometimes I'm in a room of people trying to find skins and they're just swearing at each other.
Now, when you say find skins, you mean like avatar skins, not trying to find someone's literal skin. It's not like some kind of
Yes.
like fucked up game y'all playing. Like,
Knowing
find,
him,
find a
actually.
skin.
Sometimes.
Nah, no Texas Chainsaw. Just finding new avatars.
Nice.
Although there's a server for that.
And
There
I
is.
want to avoid it at all costs.
See, I always found it fascinating. I would go on VR chat and find folks just fucking sleeping. like just
That is
Yeah,
the
that's
Yeah,
weird.
that is a
Yeah.
huge
I don't get that
thing.
one.
like they go to sleep in VR chat and wake up in VR chat. And one of the weirdest things I could think of with VR chat in terms of like social interaction was the amount of like ludidity. It seems like they're like taking advantage of their anonymity and being just absolutely fucking like lewd as shit. And like you got these people with a fucking like big busty fox girl fucking avatars. I'm like a fucking like 1 foot tall leopard gecko. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, speaking of skins, if you give people an entirely new skin, they will abuse it.
For sure.
Yes, I have found some skins where there were no rules when it was made.
Yeah.
Mm,
Now,
Yeah, Darvo.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
wouldn't know anything about that, guys.
yeah,
Would we?
Not at all.
No.
we're not degenerates. No, not us. No.
At least two of us are.
Oh, well, he met our friends who were new to VR chat, and the first thing he says is, "Hey, you want to go check out the barn?" Use your imagination,
God.
folks.
I don't want to revisit this memory.
So, in terms of social impact, I mean, right now VR chat is an oddity, but I'm sure we've all watched Ready Player One, right? That's like basically
Yes.
VR chat's wet
Yep.
dream.
Yes.
Somebody's already built a Ready Player One set that you can build at home right now, and it is crazy close to the video in the book. It is-
Like that, the fucking tracking system in the running pad. I mean, it'd be great if these gamers could go out and get some exercise in VR chat, running along and doing stuff. That's great for their exercise. I think it's a good idea to give them a little bit of cardio in their fucking day while they're playing their FPS system. But do you think that VR chat could replace actual social interactions? Like,
No.
no.
And they're trying.
They're
They already
trying.
released a workplace because
Not anytime soon. but
Well, you guys remember the VR offices they just released? They went from
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
20
true.
employees to like 290.
Yeah, literal company is using VR workspace offices because of this whole past like 2 years. They've been working at home, so they've been using VR or Zoom calls.
Really?
Yeah, I can see that becoming normal, but like replacing everyday interaction, I can't really see too much because people are just so stubborn to want to be next to each other. I think the
Yeah.
past 3 years have kind of proven that.
Well, if that's the case, do you see it? Do you see it perhaps taking on the more darker side of humanity? Then, like, you have your outside
Oh, that's already there.
persona. You know, I mean, like even more so because I mean, we there are the well, shit. So, in my early days of VR chat, people liked my voice. They would invite me places. That's how I met Cherry, and Cherry was a VR chat stripper, and she would make probably $2 to $3 grand a day because she had
Holy shit!
what Cherry did was she would post her actual body, her body type with no face on some board they all use. I don't have any how to get there. And she would prove, hey, I'm a fit, sexy woman. And she had like the full like hip trackers, elbow trackers, that whole goofy shit. And she had a pole installed in her studio, I guess, whatever they want to call it. And she would do actual pole dances on this pole. That's, I guess she would like align it to where the pole was in VR chat. I don't know. But like as a leopard gecko, I saw some pretty awesome shit in the corner of those fucking strip joints.
What a sentence.
I know. And
we just talked about the whole full body tracking strip clubs and how there's multiples now, and I went once and it freaked me out how many kids were just running around in there.
well, because you know you could try and vet them, but right now, I mean, there are real life strip joints. You can go see a chick dance around, but you can't see your favorite anime waifu dance around on a pole. I think that's where we're gonna see the shift in internet culture,
hardcore.
because I mean, as it was. Because to me, the real true beginning of VR chat began with Melody, and we all know who Melody is, I assume, right?
Best girl.
Oh yes.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So I remember when me and the boys were in our fucking like our very first ChatterBait sessions. We in there fucking trolling and shit. It was me.
The Taco Bell session.
Yeah.
How dare you?
It was me, Domino, and Coco. I think are all doing hood rat shit in there in our fucking chat.
Of course.
Nice.
But basically, I saw the downfall, or maybe the upfall of VR dark side, where you can throw away reality and enjoy the degeneratism of VR chat. Because number one, I think we all remember the giant hose mad scenario, where like it shouldn't be fair, and she caused massive butt hurt with that. But she did give rise to the VR, to the VTuber, right? And the VTuber has been crushing real life female gamers, or give them more of an outlet to get into actually gaming. Because I remember with actual female gamers, it was a hard bump to try and get up with the rest of the numbers. But then VTubing allowed them to fucking skyrocket because they're able to fucking pick this this person like Rai or Sopralto. They all picked their their kind of persona, and they're able to go in there in game and get the hundreds of viewers they wanted. And to me, it's kind of like the shimmer of what could be. Because right now it's, cute anime girls gaming or doing that kind of stuff, or Melody doing her thing. But then what if VR chat gets so advanced where people can actually find their favorite dark side in VR chat? So what I'm wondering is, do you guys think that VR chat is going to stay fun, or is it going to have like the veneer of fun and the dark, like the iceberg meme, like the tip of the iceberg, VR chat and fun, and then about 5 layers down, there's like BDSM spank joints on VR chat with anime girls. Like, do you think that's gonna be the future?
Where are these,
or
by the way?
I'm honestly, even though VR chat is fantastic, it's on the internet, so there's always going to be a dark side to everything. Especially with you have guaranteed 100% anonymity, which gives you the ability to now amplify this persona that you're trying to portray.
Yeah,
somebody you're wanting to be.
It's already there, and it's just going to get better and worse for each group of people on either side.
I just saw,
how fast it is the issue. I think.
I just saw Sir Glass Armor's comment. Oh, great! Now you're making me think my Glipper Gecko's going to a strip club. Don't judge your lizard, bruh. All right, his weekend's his weekend.
Bring
That's
along
true.
ones.
The man got his days off.
Well, no, Flash. She was the most successful, but she's the first one that actually caught the true limelight. Was Melody? There were a few others, but Melody is what really caught the big batch of viewers. But see, what I think is that we've had all these stories of cyberpunk fantasies and VR because basically you have Ready Player One, and I remember the place where I laughed at that, Cherry, that's you, because there's that fat chick on the pole dancing. Remember, like going down the trailer homes, and there's I was like, Cherry, that's you. She says, that's not me. She got mad, but but I see that being like the future is that there's gonna be this veneer of VR chat fun, where you're going to go play your games and do meetups and watch movies, but there's going to be this big underbelly of just absolute degeneracy that's going to more or less heft most of the weight of VR chat. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know, but we see how the psychology of people will change dramatically when you are online and you're anonymous. Just look at 4chan of all things, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
yeah.
I
That
feel
was
like
a time.
VR chat's getting there fast because they just had
Oh, are
like 3 major content creators do some federal time for getting into stuff in VR chat.
No shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's nuts right now.
Well, do tell the class.
How comfortable are you? Or how comfortable are you getting a little close to the line?
Use vague terms. Vague terms.
Okay. One, I'm not gonna name names because it's still up in the air right now. But one of
Yeah.
them is basically distributing adult content to people who are not able to view it,
Oh.
and it's not the cookie cutter stuff. It's that deep web shit.
I see.
It's bad. It's
Yeah.
so bad. I was telling Siege, I heard about it, and my stomach rolled last night.
I guess
Yeah,
that's
it's
technically.
interesting.
I guess it is technically willful distribution, isn't it? Wouldn't
Yeah.
it be?
And
Yeah.
well, then it's I didn't know they were this, or they don't know who I am, and it's a lot of gray area.
Well, it's one of
This
those
kind of
things.
thing doesn't have a precedent.
Yeah, it really doesn't, because even on 4chan, everyone's anonymous, and there's no like, "Are you 18?" Because people can go, "Yes, I am," and you're a fucking 12-year-old little shit who's like, "I'm going 4chan." Well, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's no way to really regulate that kind of thing unless VR chat gets really invasive and like, "Hey, show us your face and your driver's license." And there could be like a PG VR chat and an adult VR chat. Because, well, like Flash said, VR chat is no longer a video game, is it? It's more like a public forum now. You can go out
It's
and meet
more of
people.
it's more of a public forum / service.
They call it a social platform is their new phrasing for it.
Ah.
Yeah.
The problem with that is like if you have a kids VR chat and adult VR chat, look at YouTube. There's a YouTube for kids that no kids use because their favorite streamers like to cuss a lot and they want to watch No Pixel.
Well, it really is weird how there's like an internet, what's the word? Puritanism. Like, like, I'm sure Zapper or one of y'all saw, like, I got denied by YouTube for being a fucking, by being a partner.
I was so afraid coming in
Sad day.
for that.
And I was like, really? Like, it's the weirdest shit. Plus, I've gotten hate mail for like because there's a scene in the book where that chick is tomahawked in the forehead by a human. The rage over that shit was amazing. I had emails coming in like,
Pretty good.
How could you do that? Well, you see, he wanted to kill her, so he did.
It's real simple.
Like, do you think like there's no like God mode for females in combat? The bullets aren't gendered. Oh, I got male bullets loaded. Fuck, they're all female. No, bullet go burr through flesh. Tomahawk go
That
thud.
wasn't even that bad. Dude.
man,
I
Compared
don't
to-
think so.
I just got through the pallet scene today, and that had me fucked up at work. I had to go sit down, have a cigarette.
The pallet scene? Oh, right. Yeah. So
I don't
that
even smoke.
well, thing was that was worse. I have to go in and tone down my writing. Like I'll say, I have guys who I'll let them say nameless who I say, hey, read this, and they go like, what the fuck? All right, tone that down. Like lower that down a little bit. And like the tomahawk scene was worse. Like before the rewrite, her face split open. Like it was like the skull cracked and stuff spilled out. He goes, you gotta tone that back. Yeah, I'll tone it back.
No, crank it up.
Yeah.
I
As a
want
Mortal
that.
Kombat fan, turn it up.
You have your one fan right here who wants that shit. Crank that microphone up.
Make her fucking brains pull out. Well,
love it.
the hope was maybe I'll get published. That's never happening. So fuck it.
No.
The gloves are coming off with all the rest of the books. But
Honestly, just become a web novel, like a web light novel. I can't speak today. Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
But But anyway, back to the subject. I mean,
Oh, but yeah, no, that kind of stuff is already happening with VR. Like, isn't it actually a fact that at like the last VR like sex expo, they had to decline guests because too many people showed up?
Yeah, Fire Marshal
yeah.
got called.
I would not doubt it.
I gotta clean my sex pod. Give me a second. And you pull out the spray
We
bottle.
only have so many wipes. Go home.
It's
Well-
the people we get to pressure wash all the cars on the car lot just coming through and doing the whole expo.
Well, I
Yeah,
guess
honestly.
the hope would be that you use your degeneracy on VR chat, but still do the stuff in real life. Because if VR chat takes over sexuality, you're gonna need like home delivery Siemens fucking deliverers. Like, here you go, like, put it yourself. Oh, baby, like if you have guys who are so addicted to internet VR porn, I guess it would be like a drop in population or like birthing rates.
Let's be
or-
honest, we need it.
Well, other countries are actually seeing that right now. Shut-in culture has actually dropped their population by a substantial amount.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certain places actually pay you to have children now. It's that bad.
God, if
Yeah.
only.
Honestly, there's actually certain parts of the world where they'll pay you as a foreigner to move there and start a family.
I mean, I'm open to suggestions. Not gonna lie.
It's an option guard. I'm just saying,
I will
Can we
birth
list
a
the
whole
good one?
platoon.
right?
I was like, can we list the good one that's not in trouble?
Japan.
Japan's the one in trouble.
Really? No shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, their population dropped like something staggering, like 20%. Their birth rate dropped over 3 years.
And I think the majority of their population is over the age of 50 as well, if I'm not mistaken.
You just see me. You see me like roll my sleeves up, pulling down pants. Time to save Japan.
I'm doing this for you.
Put me in,
I would
coach.
love to. I would love to see
I'm
ready.
Japanese culture change to kilts. That would be fantastic.
Imagine.
Imagine.
Okay. Now, speaking of like modern tendencies, there is a current thing which I do want to talk to you all about, and that's basically the tabletop scene. Because
Oh,
I mean, oh man.
Here we go.
Well,
Here we go.
well,
Where do we want to start?
it all started out. I think. I mean, people give it a lot of credit, but don't you think Stranger Things kind of give it a little bump? Like,
It was
the,
definitely it was definitely a mainstream bump.
Yeah.
I will agree with that.
all the cool kids play D&D. Watch these kids save the world, and I mean, I was like, okay, sure, why not?
Yeah, I hate that representation, but it definitely did help. And it also did a lot of harm, I think, but it definitely did help a lot.
The Critical Role effect.
I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about that.
Well, actually, we are, because it's one of those things where Critical
I know.
Role did help it out, but now it's damaging that, and I think that's
Oh,
because of the fact they went for merchandise. So I think it was Critical Role's greed that gave birth to safe D&D.
Well,
If you-
there's that, and there's the issue of people can't understand for some reason these days that things can be fake, things can be scripted. People don't seem to understand
Oh.
that anymore.
Well, it's not just that. I can get Matt Mercer and the gang scripting things for ease of, trying to squeeze in all that shit into 3 or 4 hours. But
Yeah.
what happened was there's no more danger. Like, what makes things exciting, just ask my players, is the threat of death around every corner.
Oh, I'm aware.
It's one of those things where things have to be dangerous. There have to be risks. In the last 2 campaigns with them, what risk has there been? I mean, he killed off like one character
Themselves?
that
Every
like,
character that dies comes back. And
I know.
that
Yeah,
really
that's
fucking
also
bothers
true.
me.
and it's like they kind of defanged themselves, and it's kind of given rise to this safe D&D where you just go on an adventure and nothing bad happens. You're gonna win. It's basically they basically created like participation trophy D&D where like you show up, you do the thing, and you win. There's no real like if you ever like go through all the stories on Reddit or whatever, there's really ever any death, and the DMs and GMs that do kill off players are seen as killer DMs, and like throughout the ruin players day or whatever. And
I know a
it's-
couple of those.
yeah, you're staring at one.
I think the All Centaur
No.
party would have been gone a lot sooner if that were true.
Yeah, I agree.
That's trying to show off the system. Everyone relax, God. So, I mean, I know the term gatekeeping is brought up a lot with D&D,
Yes.
But I think there was a lot of gatekeeping, but the gate got opened up for a bit too long. Like, oh look, new people, and they swung that gate open wide, thinking, oh yeah, here we go, and then they just, you know, the wrong folks got it. It sounds mean saying the wrong folks got in. I wish we could all just play D&D together.
The wrong precedent was set.
I feel comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Seriously, man, a lot of these new players, I feel bad generalizing.
Well,
The characters can't be too evil. I don't want my fairy princess to die. I'm tired of Mary Sue Palpatine showing up for every session.
well,
Yeah.
well, like Halo said, I did a video on like the
Oh, yeah, you did.
the what was it called, like the safety measures for D&D. It's a
I think so.
D&D. You don't need safety measures. If you're gonna go in, like, you discuss with your players, hey, what do you guys not want to see? I mean,
Yeah, if you feel like you need safety measures, you already don't know your players that well.
yeah, and it's like, I mean, you can be an evil fuck as a GM or DM. You can have things get ripped apart or die or molested or whatever. It builds the story. You don't want to do it too much, or you enter the whole magical realm aptitude of it all. You want to avoid that particular room when playing D&D or any kind of TTRPG. But like, sometimes you just need things to be bad. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
so
like
sick of big bad villains who are only powerful, but they never do anything with it.
well, yeah, like
our campaign's the opposite. We're the big bad heroes, unfortunately.
big bad heroes.
Oh,
Or
we're
wasting.
what I like to call, quote, patriots, unquote. And that should really tell you what kind of campaign we're running.
So guerrilla warfare, got you, Roger.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things.
Yeah, I'm basically running a Quentin Tarantino script for my brother here and a bunch of our friends, and I'm dreading every session.
You don't
I own
understand.
4
Blows up school
guns.
bus. We're the good guys.
Yeah,
It's
guard.
It's all gonna come together in the end.
As a warlock, I own 4 guns
promise.
and a long rifle. That should tell you how I'm playing my character. Not correctly.
You also escaped the last 4 combats with 1 HP left every time.
That is true. And I've died 3 times. And
I'm
I
coming
just
for
keep
you.
getting worse.
But I think there's another aspect to the whole D&D problem, and that is D&D content repackages. So how I view, like say Neckbeardia or Critical Critical Lobster and the rest of those fucking dudes, they're all content repackagers. So there's so they're creating content, but like me, I create original stories. They take stories, repackage them, and then send them out for easier digestion. Because not everyone wants to sit down and read and scroll through Reddit for these fucking stories. These guys, like Neckbeardia and Dinner of the Drake, they find this happy medium of finding these stories and kind of give it a little dress up. And so the stuff that you can kind of, digest the stories while working or working out or feeding your dog, what the fuck ever. And I think part of the problem is that a lot of the other content creators who remain nameless but fucking spited by me, they repackage the shock stories. Like, I hate we had 3 Nazis in our game and we totally blew them up and everyone clapped. Like, it's these kind of stories that have kind of given rise to this schism in the D&D critical cockroach. Thank you, Flash. That's
That's pretty. I saw that. That was pretty good.
yeah. But would you guys agree that there's now a schism in the TTRPG
100%,
community?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like the players who just want to have fun, and they're mostly like to me and you guys, regular people, and there's like these weird like Puritans who are mostly off Reddit. Let's be fair here, right? They're mostly off Reddit, and my brain is fucking sparking and fucking shorting, but they're mostly off Reddit, and they're kind of creating this weird counterculture, I guess, in D&D where everything is sterilized. No one, like, the day that took away the racial negatives of the races
Yes.
was kind of
Was
telling
just
to
about
me.
to ask.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I hate
All the
that.
races are good, nobody's bad. And it's like that makes no sense, because it's always been that way.
Really, the cannibal snake people? They're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they eat everybody. It's all inclusive.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like the like I was talking about Neckbeardia, I think the Yanti, because we were ranking all the races. The Yanti are now like neutral, and they're no longer
Yeah.
evil. I'm like, what?
Not in my campaign.
Yeah, I hate that. Yuan-Ti are one of my favorite monstrous races, and the fact that they're now just snake people really bothers me.
Yeah, and like how Kilroy said, the anti-establishment people have become the establishment. Like they're trying to Well, it seems they're trying to like sterilize D&D. They're trying to remove.
They're mainstreaming it. They're making it acceptable and digestible for as many people as possible.
Well,
and as terrible as it is to say, it's not meant for everybody.
Well, it's really not. And let's go ahead and get banned off Twitch here. Might as well. Let's fun roll the dice. But like, there's nowhere in D&D that it said if you're gay you cannot play this game, or if you're black you cannot play this game.
Oh yeah, nowhere. It's for everybody.
nowhere.
Yeah,
But at the same time, it's not meant for everybody.
well, that's not what I'm saying. You see all these players who are like, well, I didn't feel like I could be myself in D&D. No one cares. Never in my whole life since the 90s of playing D&D has anyone cared where you put your pecker and or lips on another person. You have to play D&D.
Yeah.
And then you have all these D&D books which are geared purely towards like what's it called, thirsty sword lesbians or some shit. Like, that game is not for everybody, obviously.
Part of the book were you reading? Because I think I missed that.
No, it's a whole game book called Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I shit you not.
Okay, I thought you were referring to something specific.
No.
Okay, I was very confused.
But the thing is, D&D is for everybody. It doesn't say in the book straights only, straight cis males only. It says, hey, let's play a character, because you're not being you. You're being someone else. You're being a character you create. But like,
getting into roleplay.
Yeah, but like these other games are basically, I guess, gatekeeping out everyone else. Like what guy's gonna say, man, I want to play Thirsty Sword Lesbians? Because if that guy was to play a female character lesbian, he'll do it in D&D. Like,
you could very easily do it.
Yeah,
it's not hard, honestly.
You just be a female goblin and hit on all the fucking busty ass barmaids and call it a day.
Oh, I just got past that part of my campaign. Please don't remind me.
Big busty barmaid milkies.
Can we not?
That was a long 2 weeks. That was a very long.
Yeah, that was weird.
So I learned something about my players.
So what do you guys think about the whole I don't want to say corruption, but how D&D has been mutated by
it's being appropriated is what it is.
You can't say that word.
Okay. I mean, okay. Fair enough. But no, it's just
I'm just joking. You say the word.
I know.
I'm trying to think. He was lining up a joke on Backburner and
believe me, I was, and I had to stop myself.
Thank you.
Because
not for the
Glass
guard, bro,
says
not
it
for
the
the guard.
Honestly, Glass says it the best. It's meant for anyone that's open and minded enough to enjoy it. And the sad reality is that not a lot of people in today's generations are open minded enough to enjoy a lot of things. Like, they're open minded enough to enjoy themselves and their own perspective, but when it comes to other people, it suddenly becomes a touchy subject.
The term open minded, I mean,
I know it's a loaded term, but
it's odd how these people, I hate saying these people, but these new players, put it that way, are some of the most close-minded people I've ever met in my life.
But they refuse to believe it. It's insane.
Like, I mean, there are times where I'll go out, and this is my secret thing I do. I go out and I do real life GMing in like gamer bars and stores and that kind of shit. And I run one shots because I want to go out and see, because all my players I meet online and we're all in the same circle. I wanted to go out and see these new players and how they react, and it's just fucking insufferable.
Yeah, it's awful.
I remember, it's just like they're learning the game from the wrong sources, and they walk in thinking every GM's going to be like this fucking white Nazi who hates women or some shit, and I think it all stems from this content repackaging of all the horror story, because usually it was like a thing you would laugh at because it was cringe. Like Den the Drake, he goes, he harvests internet cringe. That's why I like him. Mm-hmm. But these other guys, like Mr. Cockroach, they make their money and they fuel this kind of D&D outrage for monetary gain. But I don't think they've realized what it's done. It's kind of created this weird, horrible, racist mystique around D&D. And
it's really given it the wrong kind of media attention.
It really has. And when you have a player go, Mr. DM, please stop, and pull out a fucking, what did this fucking goober pull out? He pulled out like a, what was it? It's a, it was like a circle with a fucking dash through it, like a what the fucking the thing called, like a circle that like the do not enter sign. He pulled out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He pulled out a plastic card and threw it on the table and said, "I don't want to do this," or like do the scene. I'm like, you can't opt out of a fucking scene. Like I don't know how to push rewind, you know.
Honestly.
And
I've dealt with that way too many times.
I feel like you're joking.
well, no,
Yeah.
because I thought because I did that article, I thought it's got to be a joke. So I went out and started trying to find these people, and he did it, and I was like, "Are you fucking shitting me? Like this is real?" And he said, because this guy he screamed, "I'm from Reddit." I'm sure you guys can visualize this dude, him and his fucking him and his goddamn My Little Pony keychain. But he was like, because I was trying to tip a scene because basically they're entering a village where, horrible things had happened. It was a raided village, and I was getting into the description. The female loved the gore. That kind of made me a little bit uneasy. But he was like, pulled this.
No, that's the best.
But he pulled out this plastic card, like he had gotten this from somewhere. And on the back was what was the D&D symbol. On the front was that little circle and dash through it or scratch through it. And he wanted to skip the scene. I was like, no, you do not. I do not skip scenes. The fuck you on about? I got like visibly angry, and I tried to not do that. But having someone interrupt my scene to say I don't want to do this is like, the fuck you mean? It's what you signed up for. Like,
oh, it's completely disrespectful because now they're not even giving a shit about you or the rest of the table.
And like it's funny because that chick got mad. Apparently he was ruining her gore porn. But
Yeah.
but like
Exactly.
but I think it was like it was 5 players, and the one guy was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to try and skip through this. And like, no, you're not going to skip. And I saw this new player versus the old guard, I guess in a way, or like the classic D&D player, and they clashed and they got in a shouting match and they were yelling, and I was just like, what the fuck? Because I'm sitting back with my beer like, god damn, because it's kind of what I wanted in a way, but I didn't realize it would go that badly, because like he was shouting and pointing his finger and they were fucking pointing at him and shouting, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. This would make a great story. But I was kind of hunting around for these players, and out of 10 groups, I had 1. So somehow this extreme minority of D&D players is somehow shifting modern D&D, and I cannot understand how the fuck that is.
Well, it's always that group that are the loudest, which is really unfortunate, because you can have 100 people say, you can ask them, hey, do you play D&D? Yeah. How is it? Oh, it's great. Me and my friends hang out. We play characters. It's fun. And then there's going to be that one person that talks for 10 hours about how they had a terrible experience. Their DM was a bigot and all the other players didn't understand.
Their DM was
You
a
know what I
bigot.
mean?
God.
Like, that's just how it is, unfortunately. Like, and the really unfortunate thing is that, like, not even like new character types, but new players have main character syndrome to a degree that is so painful.
Can I steal it here for a second?
Yeah,
Good.
because DJ, I was actually going to say, you play with 3 different parties that all have the syndrome.
My very first session, before I even say anything on them, my very first session, my very first campaign, who was actually the main character syndrome was actually my roommate. She wanted so badly to just do well, but she didn't know her hand from her asshole when it comes to D&D. And her saving grace was the fact that her husband was our DM. So constantly he was catering to her so that way she could feel like a superstar. And every time either A, she would get outsmarted or damn near get killed and we had to save her and we would try to correct her and tell her what's wrong, she would be like, oh, you guys are just ganging up on me because I'm new. It's like, no, we're trying to help you. And then she would storm away from the table, ending the session for that day, possibly the entire campaign.
So I guess I'll let you guys take the floor. So what do you guys think is the fucking issue with modern D&D? Is it just this extremely loud fucking minority just fucking things up? Is it like this predisposed culture that, because basically I think most folks learn about D&D from either Stranger Things, Critical Role, or Reddit. And to me, 2 of those 3 things are fucking awful ways to find out about D&D.
Yeah.
I think
D&D when I was in the Navy, but I think it just comes down to like I created this character, and I want so badly for them to not die, A, but B, do well.
Interesting.
So what do you
It's very
think,
unlike you.
Drabo?
Honestly, I think there's a lot of things that could be going into this, but on the subject of the loudest or the minority, that is something that is affecting a lot of things nowadays, and D&D is just a victim or of that entire situation because that is something that happens all the damn time.
Yeah.
And it ruins everything for the people that actually care about said subject and not the people that don't give a damn, just had one bad experience or just didn't like it in general, and it affects the people that care about it.
Let's see. How about you, Sieg?
I think the main issue is that there's no middle ground of stories anymore. It is either extremely good or extremely bad. Like, 10 years ago, if you went on YouTube and you typed in D&D stories, there was a high chance you would find the frozen banana story. Does anyone remember that?
Frozen banana story.
So, like, when I was, this will tell you how young I was. When I was in like middle to late grade school, maybe, the number one D&D story I remember anyone talking about was the frozen banana story, about how it was the most overpowered weapon. I don't know why. I don't remember. It's been about 10 years. And now, but it was everywhere, is my point. Like, you couldn't get away from this dumb story. And it was basically just him and his friends had a frozen banana. Someone said, "Can I attack with it?" They do the 3 crits to kill something. I think that was the TLDR of it.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Yeah. And that was just like the main popular story that would always pop up in every conversation. Nowadays, you ask someone, "What do you know about D&D?" They're never going to say some goofy story that's not even spectacular or terrible. It's going to be one end of the extreme. Like, I heard it was this, and they're all like worshippers, or they do these, or they say these terrible things, or whatever. Or it's, oh my god, it's the most amazing experience of my life. We do 10-hour sessions. We meet twice a week, every day of the year, that kind of thing. And it's like, there's no moderation anymore. Like, people either want a full-scale production, or they want a power fantasy. Like,
well, I can see
there's
the
no-
power
there's
fantasy
no in
being a
between.
thing, sure, but I don't think that's really the main source of it all, though.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's, but it's just like there's an expectation that like it's gonna appeal to them and their needs, as opposed to it being a group storytelling experience. Like, when I go into a session, I don't expect it to be about me. I don't even expect my character to be super involved. I expect to be there and enjoy myself and have fun with my friends,
Amen.
or at least help someone else with their storyline. Like, it's a group effort.
And how about you, Sieg? Oh, no, sorry, not Sieg. Fucking Beast.
We're brothers. We're basically the same person.
Big facts. Also, I just realized I'm not following. What the fuck?
I don't know. I'm in a weird environment because where the group I play with and the people my age group, I'm right next to a super progressive new age college town, and the mix we see, man, they're ride or die on whatever hill they're fighting on, and they try to bring it into the game so much. So I'm gonna be in a weird opinion compared to most people just running a casual game. I've had to play mediator for all kinds of weird political views, all kinds of weird opinions, and it's
You see, that's why
what's
that's what I don't get. You play D&D to get out of reality. What did they feel compelled to inject reality into the fucking D&D game? Like,
Yes.
like
it's bad.
the whole point is escapism, to get out of this fucked up world we live in and enjoy being a dwarf who's a fucking herbologist. You're able to disconnect for a bit. Why?
Honestly.
Like, was that like orc lives matter rallies or some shit in your gamers? Like, what the fuck's going on with this?
I couldn't tell you, man. And I'm a very laid back person. I don't like getting super serious about stuff like that, even when it is reality. I try to be calm and respectable. I've actually had people show up to the table being like, "Oh, you can't run this campaign because that's reflects this group." I'm like, I don't even know what affiliation you are. How the hell am I supposed to know that?
Well, why does that even matter? I mean, like, how many games over you leave your shit at the door because you're coming, you're not coming in the door as Bob. You're coming in as Zitglop, the fucking goblin assassin. I don't care who the fuck you are in real life, what problems you have. You leave that shit at the door and you come in ready to play. Like,
Honestly.
Like, this is therapy for some of us.
Well,
Honestly, like I want to be Colonel Sanders once a week. Let me have this. I don't want to hear about politics. I don't want to hear about what's going on in the world. I want to be Colonel Sanders with a gun, even though I'm a warlock and I
I
don't
just
need
want to
one, but,
fry
you know,
chicken and shoot goblins. God damn it.
I
Dude, be
just
slamming.
want to fight for my country.
We did 88 points of damage in a single round of combat, and he walked away saying, "It's finger licking good."
See, that's what, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I did do that.
That's one of the things where it's like, should D&D be a literal therapy? Because I can see you can find some kind of therapeutic kind of feelings from D&D, but should you use D&D as therapy? Because I know some
No.
weird burp. Because I know some therapists are saying, hey, you should go play D&D, or they kind of push these people towards D&D, and I think it's more you can I don't know, should D&D be therapy? Because I mean, I don't know.
If your group's down for it, like if everybody's on the same page, I don't see why not. But if you show up to
Yeah.
my table with like deep issues, I'm not capable of helping you with that.
Oh, neither am I. When I'm
I
at
can
that table,
barely
I'm a
function as
menace.
a human being.
Not for free, anyway. Not for free.
Yeah.
I'm a little green dude on the internet. I'm the wrong person to ask.
I'm a little green guy on the internet.
These are facts.
Even if it's not therapeutic, it can at least provide some type of escape, and a release of like your day's woes. Like there's been several times when I was in the military. We clock out. I'm in the barracks with the rest of the guys, and we would run a session, and it's like, okay, we can let it out through role play.
Mhm.
Like you want to go into the cave where all the bad guys are and slay them solo. Please, by all means, as long as when you roll those dice, you are letting your aggression out through the dice and let the story relieve you.
Mm-hmm. I could see that, sure. I know you guys know about Arcadum, don't you?
Yes.
Are you sure you want to get into this?
Yes.
Why not?
Okay. I mean, all right.
I mean, well, it's kind of things where like how people can use are kind of using D&D as like a a way to make money in a way, or like kind of like a the professional DM. You've all heard of this term, professional DM, and how like I mean, some people seem to be using D&D as a tool, and I bring up Arcadum because using D&D as a tool for for other means. Well, it seems like SAGW is using D&D as a tool to create change in the I don't want to call it culture, but like basically or the term infection comes to mind, but like they're kind of using this as a tool to try and dig in and change certain aspects of the counter they are cultured to. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, shoot. Because basically, Arcadum was like Critical Role, but in the opposite way, I would say. He would do things almost completely different than Critical Role would. And then it turned into a whole nefarious thing. But it's weird that it seems weird that D&D is more of a tool than a game anymore. Like for us, it was always a game, but some use it as a tool to do things, whether that's creep on women or enact change in the counter they are culture to, the culture they are counter to. And it's weird how D&D has almost become weaponized.
Yeah, it used to be an experience, and now it's a platform, and it's very
platform.
strange how that
Thank you.
happens.
That's the fucking word.
I got
D&D
you,
is a
brother.
Platform. My brain no work good.
Me neither, dude. I just got off work.
Yeah, but a platform. That's the word I'm trying to find. A platform where they're using it to promote what they're promoting. And it's like, I mean, it's the whole like, like I'm sure you guys were around when when Orcs Were Racist thing came up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
was weird.
It was really fucking weird, but somehow they still got it through. Like, and then the whole removing of negatives thing, where everyone's equal and everyone is not bad, and yada 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 yada. It's being used as a platform, and it's changing. And I think they do that. They do that to try and change the player base. I mean, it's so weird because what I grew up with, D&D was escapism from reality. Is what we all used it
Which
for.
it should be.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's
If
politicized.
D&D's your reality, you got issues.
Yeah, and now it's like politicized. I'm like, how do we get here? Because usually you walk down a path, you realize we go from A to B because I walked down the path. Now you have this fucking rabid koala coming out of the fucking trees and lashing onto your fucking favorite thing, and it's got to the point where I hate D&D. Like, I don't want to play D&D because it's just such a shithole nowadays.
It's a mess.
I hate to be that guy, but I think social media can really do that to anything, really. Once people start gaining momentum, it just takes off until it's awful.
Slow sweat bee trickles down chin. Well,
That's crazy. Who would promote stuff like that?
Well, it's one of those things where they tried that shit with me because I almost got published by one of the big publishers, but they changed all this shit in my books. And I think the problem is that people are giving away their, their not morality, their shit.
Their shit. We'll go with their
yeah.
shit. That
I
sounds
wish
good.
we can help. We're the wrong group for it.
Yeah,
Honestly, I failed English, my guy.
They're giving up their shit for money. Like they're trading their personal stuff and their creativity. Yeah, their pride for money. It's how like for instance, like say I had gone in and changed my book. I would have made. I mean, from where's the email at? I'm trying to find it. But basically, they wanted to turn Yule into a gay man and have him be in a romantic relationship with Chickily, and then Gremlin was supposed to be a lesbian. And they wanted to change all these fucking things with a required 2 transgender characters for some fucking reason. But they wanted to change all these things and make like they do the US the bad guys and UN the good guys. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you're rewriting my entire book. And I think the problem is that people,
the characters' names.
Yeah, like they're using money to batter things into their culture and change
trading morality for monetary.
And it's kind of seems like what it is. Like, I mean, like for instance, like Critical Role. We all remember like the first campaign, right? Like the first Critical Role campaign. That was a saucy bitch. Let's be fair here.
It was a thing.
Yeah.
And then. And then it changed dramatically due to their fan base. And in my opinion, I'm going to probably get called out for this shit, probably, but they've kind of sold out.
A little bit.
Oh, for sure.
Like, yeah. I mean, their campaigns are boring. They like everyone but Travis suffers from like main character syndrome. I mean, it's.
I think it's just theater kids, but that's my hot take for the day.
I wasn't going to say that because I know too many of them, but
No too many what?
Theater kids. My sample data is a little skewed, I'll be honest.
Which kids?
Theater.
Theater.
Kids that took theater in high school.
Oh,
kids that never left theater
theater.
class.
Got you.
I was a theater kid, and I'm not a theater, and I'm not even. I don't have the mindset of a theater kid. It was.
Well,
just
you're a mess. That's the.
Well, I was like, what the fuck are beater kids? What the?
No, that was DJ at the arcade.
Ah, the beater.
Only to pick Blanco, and I was basing you next. Just believe. Nah, but
so
that's why.
Yeah, well,
they're trying to make it more. It's D&D. It's already inclusive, and now they're wanting it to be known of like, hey, so this is, even though this is all inclusive, we want you, the gay guy, you, the lesbian, you, the non-binary, to know that you can play this too. And here's how: we're catering to you, so that you feel more compelled to come and play. It's already inclusive.
Yeah, but you were already welcome to begin with. Like,
I know.
There was no qualms with that.
That is one of the weirdest things. Like, at no point did anyone ever say, no, a gay guy can't play at my table.
Like, you're not a vampire. You don't need a welcoming in. You can just walk in the door. It's all right.
Yeah.
No one's gonna mind.
And I don't know where this comes from. Like, I don't know where this ever evolved from. Because at no point, like I said, at no point did Gary Gygax say, hey, no gays allowed in my fucking book. By the way, white hoods
that
are
would be
required.
wild if he did.
But I don't know why they think this is a thing. Like, they think like, oh, all the D&D guys who aren't with us are just wild racists. And where'd this come from? Like, a few bad apples or a few fake stories? Because
I mean, that's just leftover culture from a I don't want to say a lost era, but an era that's definitely meeting its end. Where it wasn't like an obvious thing that was happening. It was just kind of an accepted part of society. And I'm really glad it's coming to an end, that you can't just be very blatantly ignorant. But but like the fact that now everyone's aware that you're ignorant has brought up its own issues.
Well, I think the internet kind of hammered things out because
Yeah.
you can't be ignorant with the fucking internet. You can't just not know shit. Like you're holding your hand a
Yeah.
computer.
Yeah.
Like at night I'm looking up, like I go on Wikipedia, metallurgy, how to make this. I can read all this shit. Like if like I wonder how XY works. You pull out your fucking doodad text device and look it up.
That's true.
And it's just I'm still just so stumped about how the hell we got here. Like how the hell did D&D suddenly turn into a fucking civil war where there's two sides, you know? Like it's just it's the weirdest fucking thing. And then you have these content creators who are not Den of Drake and Nick Beardia, and how like they're kind of fueling this fucking divide. And not only that, but they're monetizing it. They're making money off this. So they feel compelled to keep doing it because it makes them money.
Mhm.
And I mean, I get
Everything changed when money got brought into it. That's
Yeah.
why all these content creators are now like selling out to whatever they can, all because the bag is right. Like
It's a
they're-
business now. It's not a hobby.
which is why I'm poor as shit because I don't do that stuff.
Well, yeah, it's because you do it as a hobby, though. You're not just like, oh, I need to meet my deadline for this book. I need to. You're just like, yo, I'm trying to write my story, my guy. Like,
Well, I'm trying to write stories for the people. I'm not trying to like cater towards, because a lot of these guys are catering towards very specific orbs of people because it makes
Yeah.
them money, and it's just, I mean, like I'm watching things die in real time, which is weird as fuck. Like I'm sure y'all know who. I'm sure you. A few of you here in this little chat. I see what y'all said before. Y'all know who Vizipop is, right?
Yes.
And how she sold out and sold Hazbin Hotel to Hollywood.
Yeah, that was a huge story that went around YouTube for a while.
Well, not only that, but she got rid of she removed and replaced all the old voice actors. So it's like with me, I have Dusty and my little crew, and by God, I will drag them with me wherever I go, if I can. Like it's weird watching because as a content creator, and you guys also create content, we're not here by our own whims. Others hold us up, and I've said this before, but anyone who is here on YouTube and doing things is being propped up or held up by their community, because you only go as far as their shoulders allow. And the last thing you want to do, like Vizipop, is just dump who got you there. Because basically, looking through the culture of Hazbin Hotel, Vizipop didn't draw her way there. Her voice actors got her there. Let's be fair here. The voices behind the characters got her there. And the same is with the same thing with D&D. These new guys didn't get them there. We got them there. The old guard got them there, and they just dumped us for this new shiny button called money. And it's just like, why is originality and I guess like love of fandom being sold out for cash?
it's easier.
Because people found a way to monetize your fantasy, your lore, and now it's like, okay, we're giving you money to do this and just this. And then honestly, I know YouTubers and any sort of content creators where like 10 years ago they were doing it before money was even introduced. They were doing it just because it's fun. And now that money got introduced, it's sucking the life out of some of them because now they're at the behest of a paycheck that they want to receive.
Well, that's the thing, though. That doesn't have to happen. See, I do it for money too. I like making money selling books, and I love writing books. But you don't have to sell your soul to the fucking the fucking corpos to make that money. You just ride the wave, baby.
That's not how modern thinking is, though. You have to sell your soul to the corpo if you want to get ahead these days.
But you don't. I mean,
You don't have to, but that's the modern way of thinking. You gotta get a big deal signed, and then you're set. But in reality, you can do fine.
Well, is it that or lack of patience? Like get rich
that too.
now. I mean, because me,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll ride the wave to defeat or victory. I'm fine doing it this way, because I rather. And I'm sure there are others like me out there that like even you guys who just want to ride the wave and go where we go and do it the best we can and do it in the way we started. like say for instance, someone came to me and say, hey, we want to make your book to a movie. I say, cool, I have control. Like, I will take a pay hit to make sure I control every fucking aspect of that thing.
You know why? Because you're a pioneer, guard. That's the way you should be doing things.
But that's the other thing about it is like you're wanting to do it your way because it's your content, it's what you created, and it's what you love. Like, think of Monopoly board. You're rolling the dice and going from space to space to space, whereas other people, as soon as money gets involved, we can take you directly to the next go space, and you don't have to make any stops in between.
Well, the thing is that for content creators, our thing is our baby. Like the Veil Riders and Emily Bronze is my baby. That's my thing. And like VisiPop, to us, because I've talked to other guys in DMs, there are guys who refuse to come on the podcast out of fear. But like to us, it's like she sold off her baby for money. Like, you know what? This is my baby. I made this. This is mine, but you can have it. You don't give your baby away. I mean, this is basically, like VisiPop. She sold her baby to Hollywood, or how you want to talk to it. Or
yeah, she basically wanted the quick check and didn't even think twice about it. She just did it. But
like, I mean, at the same time, speaking of the countercultures, there are guys who have said, hey, come on the podcast. They say, I can't. I'm like, well, why can't you? If I do, I'll lose everything. 'Cause just to associate with me, they're afraid of losing everything. And these are content repackagers because of the fact that they cater to both sides. But they know, one side will try to drag them down to the pit. Make sure they never get back out. And
next time, ask them when they want to start living.
Well, that's the thing. Ain't that some shit? Like, how do you guys react knowing there are guys who have the same feelings as us, but are too afraid to come out and talk due to fear of one particular side of the fandom? These are D&D creators, and they are afraid of getting canceled by one faction of the D&D war.
What do you actually want a boomer take?
Well, we'll go in order here. So Beast, you go first.
I'm sure I'm going to sound old as shit, but honestly, I feel like we're currently living in a generation of very weak people. They just kind of roll over and on to the next thing with no remorse. I wasn't raised like that. It's struggle with do your own way and sink or swim. Everyone is going to die at the end of it regardless.
All right.
I'm also stupid, so yeah.
Me too, bud. Me too.
That is true.
DJ, how about you?
Same thing. I'm old as shit, and I come from a generation of you fall, you skin your knee, rub some dirt on it, and get up. And now it's turned into, we'll remove the ground for you, so that doesn't happen anymore. And I hate the fact that that's a thing, because now it's making content creation for a lot of content creators even more strenuous, because they're being forced to toe this line, and they don't know where the line is. Well, at a moment's notice, that line changes.
Well, the line's always moving, ain't it?
Yep.
I mean, like, I've stepped over the line and fucking scratched my shit on it so many fucking times I don't care anymore. But the other guys, they try and toe that line, and they'll chase that line wherever it goes. And it's just like, bruh, like, I get that money's important, and we all want to make money doing what we love, but you gotta stand up for yourself at some point, and it's just, they just don't. Dravo, how about you?
Well, I'm not as old as my other two partners here. I am of the generation that is I see as soft, and honestly, I grew up totally different. I grew up the old way, just like DJ, just like Mikey. I have my own way of thinking, and I see my generation as stupid, as soft. But just look at our channel. We do things our way. We don't really hold back much.
Well, it's why I brought you guys on here. Because, number one, you had the balls to talk to me in the comment section, for one. Like, it's wild how there's a guy who, remain nameless, who has 100,000 subscribers, 100,000 plus, and it's two chicken shit to come on here, yet you four are like, hey, let's go talk. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And I think Beast called y'all nobodies, which is a bit rough, Beast.
Well, to be fair, he also kind of dropped this on us. When he said he did it, I kind of had a panic attack.
No, I asked beforehand.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. You guys in Rye have enough fucking nuts to go, you know what? Fuck it. Let's discuss things and have no fear. It's why Rye has my respect, and so do you guys. You guys said, you know what? fuck it, let's go have a chat. And you guys, no fear. There are people who dwarf you and Rye combined in fucking followers or subs and are too afraid to get on here and talk. And it blows my fucking mind.
The problem having a following. Everyone's listening.
Have you seen my following?
Oh yeah, they're fantastic.
I am in my hate Discord, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I know.
Because people are gonna hate you. That's fine, but don't fucking sell your soul to be successful. I mean, just be your own person. No matter how big or small I get, I'm gonna be guard, bro. Always will be. That would cringe or not cringe, fucking centaurs, whatever. I'll always be me. I'm not gonna change anytime.
Haters should not matter to anyone.
Oh, haters do matter. Haters are a humbling device. They truly are.
It's used the right way, yeah.
If used the right way. It's why I'm in that. It's called the blink. Because all my haters are in there, and I'll fucking spit shit with them the entire day. But they're a humbling device to make sure, hey, remember where the fuck you came from and who brings you there. Because, like I said, chat and my Discord, though, like, I am not here without them. And I think a lot of content creators forget you're not there without, but you have to bow your head and toe to them. You respect them. Hey, Damien. Licks window. But you respect your following, sure. But you don't let them rule you. You understand that you have to cater. It truly is a balancing act. You got to cater to them somewhat, but you don't have to kowtow and like lick their feet at any point. You can tell them to fuck off. You don't have to be this subservient thing like all these repackagers are. It's why I don't get. And Sieglund, you're up next. Go ahead.
My main thing is that, like, remember how back in the day, content creation was as easy as asking somebody, hey, can I use this? Hey, you want to do something? And it was, yeah, or no, I'm okay. And that's just completely changed.
About 10 years ago, I would say.
Yeah. Which is, in the span of all considered, that's not a lot of time.
A single decade.
A singular decade.
And
like
it's night and day.
Like, when you think about it, in 2001, the most famous video was a monkey poking his own butthole and sniffing it. That we've come a long way since then.
I would argue that's still pretty funny.
I know. but we could come a long way. But it has changed, and it's changed for the worse. I mean, people are afraid to speak their mind as content creators.
Regressed so much now.
Well, it's out of fear. I didn't realize that until I started doing the Downrange podcast. People are afraid. Like, it's like that giant brain bug in fucking social. Like, it's afraid because they're too afraid to risk having their own opinion. You know what I mean? And I get that you don't want to piss off your entire fan base, but you can't just, you
can't lie about who you are.
Yeah, I mean,
you gotta be real with yourself.
Yeah, you gotta be a human being at the end of the day. You have to have an opinion. It doesn't matter what that opinion is. As a human, you have to have an opinion on something.
Well, they're there for you. They'll like you for you. And it's why, like, I have DMs on Twitter. I'll talk to folks all the damn time. But some are afraid to press the fucking stream button. Like they have anxiety about pressing stream because they're, it creates anxiety complex for them. And it's like, god damn, like, it's just. I mean, I don't know how to fix that except don't be afraid. Like, it sounds dumb.
Yeah, if
but
you're gonna do it,
Like, they are there for you. Like, guys go to my YouTube page and my Discord for the shit I write and me. And that's literally all you need. I mean, if you have this like, say you're a D&D YouTuber, like the 5 who I know are probably listening to this fucking shit, and you have both sides of the D&D war that watch your shit. I mean, don't cater to one or the other. Just be yourself. I mean, just write your shit. If they're there for you, they're not gonna care what the fuck you say or what you like. Like, like there are a few who are afraid to go to say, I really like guns. Like some say, I have an interest in firearms, but they won't go any further because they know one side's gonna blitz their shit. Like you're a right wing, and fucking lose their mind. And it's like, just like what you're gonna like and be open about it. Hey, I like guns. I was on Twitch. I was on Twitch cleaning my M9 before fucking video
that was
games.
a great stream.
Like, and then of course next stream I'm gonna do my fucking my CZ Remy. But it's like,
tuning in for that one.
When's the next mukbang, by the way?
God that fucking hurt me, bro. I
I can imagine you
like-
hit a lot.
I woke up and I was like, oh god, it's a whole new fat roll to the gym, you know.
Yep.
But
I'm surprised it absorbed. I'll be honest.
so chat, shut up. Chat, if you have any questions, type them in now and we'll discuss them. But I mean, we always harp on the whole. I mean, a lot of folks, not just us, harp on the whole D&D thing, like the counterculture and yada yada blah 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 blah. But it's just like, I mean, it's just I don't know. It's like they're trying to use it as a weapon to attack one side of the D&D war. Like we use this game as a weapon to remove the happy good feels of one side of the aisle there, because it seems like it's not just catering, it's kind of like tokenizing certain people, and it's kind of it's
They're trying
like
to put certain things up on a pedestal.
yeah, in a way. And to me, it's spuds or potatoes. Aren't they the same fucking thing? What the fuck?
They're most certainly not.
But I mean, I don't know. It's just it's weird seeing a game weaponized. Truly,
It is, especially when one side genuinely doesn't care.
I mean, look how anime is. They were attacking anime of all fucking things. Like,
Anime is always going to be under
That was
attack.
a losing
That-
battle.
It's been
Yeah.
under attack for a hot minute now at this point.
Yeah,
that's its own thing.
but the thing
That's
is,
unstoppable force and movable objects.
but there is a cross of D&D and anime, because usually the players like anime, and it seems like
yeah,
I don't be like political, because it's so tiring and it's so overdone, but they're attacking all the things that one side likes and attempting to like absorb it like some kind of like blob monster, like your fandom belongs to us now, and they just absorb these things. Like, look at Star Wars, look at Lord of the Rings, look at fucking anything really. It's all trying to be absorbed and assimilated, you know. I mean, and it's one of those. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like one way of life versus another. Like, well, I know, like me and you were, you know, I was Army, you were Navy, but like from the outside looking in, like it's a bunch of weak fucking people who are too afraid to get their feelings hurt. Like, like if I was president, I would force every fuck over 18 years old to do basic training and then get the fuck out, just so they know what pain is, what hunger is, what cold is, what hot is. Because they have such a skewed view of the world, and there's safe little bubble of emotion, and they don't know what it's like.
To this point in their lives, the struggle, quote unquote, they went to is mom grounded them for a day and took the cell phone, so they can't post a TikTok.
Well, and then it goes into, and we'll say like we'll say on track into D&D. Like, they want to be safe in D&D and have their adventure. Well, D&D is all about getting out of the box, and there's suffering in D&D. There's hunger. There's horror. There's war crimes. Just ask my party. You know, there's all these things.
Scars too.
Yeah, that happens in D&D, and
Freedom fighters.
It's not supposed to be safe. Fun, yes, for sure. Like Nick Beardy is selling elves as fucking twink slaves. It can be fun, but it shouldn't be safe. So Damien says, I am gonna ask a real question. You know, I've been running an RPG server for a bit longer than I have been in the community, and I have seen players come and go, whether by rage quit or real life. But recently, I've been dealing with players that don't listen to what we say on certain roles or things they want to even after compromising. Oh, okay. So Damien has the haggler player who's basically, as a DM, you say this happened, they go, no, I don't like that. I think that's also a symptom of the same problem we're talking about.
Yeah, it 100% is.
Yeah. So, I mean, Damien, as a GM, DM, CC, whatever, you got to put your foot in. No, this is what happens. If they don't like that, you tell them to fuck off. Because basically, they're trying to, like, more or less haggle the roll or haggle the result. Like, oh, this wouldn't work that way. You go, no, fuck you. This is what happens. And if they don't like that, you tell them to fuck off. You find a new player. I mean, and that's definitely a symptom.
I mean, that's definitely a way of dealing with it. Yeah.
This is role. This is role play, not Pawn Stars.
It's true. It's true.
Wow.
That's my catchphrase. This is roleplay, not Pawn Stars. You cannot tell me how I'm going to run my campaign. It's you're going to do what you're told, and that's it. Play your character.
Yeah, I mean, you can have some haggling where you're like, but usually you do. Usually you do that before the roll. You know, you don't like go in with.
Hopefully you do.
Yeah, but like, but you don't roll a 2 and go, well, but actually, no, bro, it was a 2. You're fucking dead. Like you can't pull punches. Now
My favorite is when they're like, I'm gonna do this, and then they do bad, and they're like, never mind.
Yeah. No
Like,
take backs,
okay.
motherfucker.
The dice hit the table. It's finalized now. You close that book.
Yeah.
The moment you said you were done.
Yeah.
Your fate was locked in.
Which is why I'm usually quiet, like, yeah. Go ahead and roll that dice, friend. Because
You want to run straight at it, you say.
well, the phrase is the die is cast. Like you can't take that shit back. And if you
I think
do,
the phrase is you're getting fucked.
well, like if you're a DM or GM and you go, okay, that's fine. You are a little bitch. Like you are basically being a walking, talking story carpet to your players, and that's not your job. Your job is to take these fuckers on an adventure, and their rolls are what they roll. And you can't just like, like fucking go on your knee and say, you know what, fine, okay, you just go and re-roll. You go, nah, sorry, bro, you're dead. You gotta have the mental fortitude to say, nah, that's a big bummer there, bro, but how do I do character, eh? They can't be able to do that.
That sucks. Here's a character sheet. Try again.
Yeah. I am just worried
Right.
about killing my server. I've put ads up in Valhalla Hill. Yeah, so I mean that's the worry. Yeah, but you like this is how it starts. This is how it all starts. You get afraid of killing X and Y. Like I don't want to kill my fandom or my player base or my fan base. Sometimes them fans is gonna fucking die, bruh. Like there ain't nothing you can do
Yeah.
about it. And
You can't worry about disappointing everyone as long as you have even a small group of people that you know are good and are willing to work with you and are happy that they're willing to work with you, then that's really all that should matter to you. Like, it's hard to say no to players sometimes. It really is. But if it's becoming an issue, not even for you, like as a DM, there's a certain level of disrespect you have to be comfortable receiving. But then there's just like, okay, this is no longer an issue between you and me. This is an issue where you're stopping the party. You're making this campaign a hassle, and this is going nowhere. And that's where you kind of have to realize this is where the divide is.
I think that's one of the problems with the main culture, I guess, of new D&D with the NEW.
Ugh.
It's just like it's this whole appeasement culture, I guess, where like everyone gets a trophy, all you guys win, no one dies, hip hip hooray, you save the milk truck tavern maiden or whatever. It's this whole lack of mental fortitude, I guess, which of course you said it's a weak people problem, which is not incorrect. It's just, I mean, I don't know, because the thing is this is a micro scale of the actual fandom. Like,
Yeah, like I said, the minority are unfortunately the loudest.
But what I don't get is why the fuck are they catering to the minority? That's one thing I do not understand. Like, why bend your entire
all it takes
system?
is one person. All it takes is one person saying they had a terrible time for 1,000 people to listen.
Ugh, Jesus.
Like you said, with people who just repackage content, all it takes is for them to find those 10 stories out of 1,000,000, and that's the end of it.
You were like buying something off of Amazon, and you're reading the product reviews. That one bad review out of the 5,000 that somebody left is
To make you go,
is going to potentially sway you to not want to get said product, all because one person said they didn't like it.
the same reason they released Morbius.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna more.
It's Morbin time.
It's bullshit.
So here's the real question: is it modern culture, like this, like Stranger Things or Critical Role, or is it the content repackagers on YouTube, or is it both that's kind of causing D&D to suffer? Because you don't hear shit about Pathfinder, you know, you don't hear shit about
Who plays Pathfinder?
Yeah.
Genuinely, who plays Pathfinder?
but like
I play
but
Pathfinder.
it's all about D&D, and you think like, do you think that there's somehow to me it's like having a little tiny bubble in a huge lake, and there's pumping air in that fucking bubble, where soon the bubble's fucking huge even though it's empty. So what do you guys think is the main driving factor of all the bullshit? Like, no negatives, orcs are racist, Yanti you're good now, all the stupid dumb shit they keep just pumping into their fucking game.
Well, it's everything, and God, you are a boomer because you literally just made a bubble economy reference, but whatever. But it is everything. It is just everything compiled together. Like you said, they're just pumping everything in as fast as they can to try to solve issues that no one was really even worried about. And it will pop. It will collapse. It will trickle down.
Well, the thing is that these people with their characters don't even have money in the first place.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and at the exact same thing where the people are like, you need to change your book. All right, cool. How many books have you bought? Like, what? How many books have you bought? None. We'll have you on YouTube.
Or
Was
it's just Tasha's.
Do what?
Or it's just Tasha's.
Tasha's, yeah.
No, don't start.
But like you gotta ask them, like, how many X have you bought? Have you bought any patches, any books? Have you subbed on YouTube? Have you done donations? No? Then who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Like these people, like, basically, it's wild how, like, and I've asked them before too. Like, I actually go out and I'll hunt these people and ask them questions, just out of pure morbid curiosity. Yeah. but I'll find them and hunt them down. But hey, how many X have you bought? Oh yeah, I pirated that. Well, have you bought anything? No, I mostly just watch and pirate. I'm like, okay, cool. So why are they catering to you? You don't have any money. Like, oh my god. It's just, it's so just weird, man. It's just weird. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, and it's unfortunately that people with a mindset like us, as weird as that might be to say, we're never going to understand it because it just doesn't make sense to us. It's not how we learned to think.
Well, even then, like, when's the bubble gonna pop? And when it pops, what's gonna happen? Like, I mean, it's all
When it pops, we're going to play Pathfinder.
That bubble's getting ready to pop sooner rather than later. All because at this point, at least this is just my personal view on it. Is when you're wanting to do this whole cater community thing to something as simple as D&D, where somebody can just sit down, maybe sit in on a session, not even actually play yet or roll a character. Like get a feel for it. Do your research of what type of characters you think you would want to play as for their pros and their cons. Which one is not going to hurt you too much. Look at the different roles you can play, and instead it's I don't like that there's any negatives to these characters. Take those away, and I'm in. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, the negative things have been going on for 25 years or something like
I
that.
don't know. I'm not that old.
Fuck you, but dickhead.
This is what I live with.
Guard, I'm pretty sure you and I are the oldest ones here.
Probably, yeah.
Oh no, 100%.
But
Hundred
like it's been like in the last year or two, this whole shit happened. Like what the fuck? Like there's probably like I'm willing to bet like hardcore money, all like 45 cents of my fucking YouTube money, that this is like basically 1% of the D&D community somehow driving towards this their own vision of what it should be. How about you make your own fucking video game or make your own movie or make your own fucking like game system like I did.
OSR.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it myself. Like this whole started because I got mad at Gate. Like man, Gate sucks. I'm gonna do it myself, and now I'm here. And it seems like most of the time these people are co-opting all the stuff, like co-opting D&D or co-opting fucking Star Wars. We saw that. They co-opted Time Lord fucking Goober Doctor Who, and that fucking failed. And they're nosediving.
Lord Goober.
they're nosediving all this shit, and it's like, when are these people the people who run this shit, when they're gonna realize, oh, this is a horrible idea? Because it's just like, how are you not getting a hold of what's going on here?
It's because the
But you said
99% were minding their own fucking business. That's why.
But you also said it. You also said it yourself right there when it came. What'd you say? What'd you say it was Gate?
Yes.
Yeah, Gate.
You said, you know what? This sucks. I'll do it myself. Now it's
Also,
turned
I
into
like Gate. Fuck you.
Now it's turned into this sucks. Change it to please me.
You know, yeah, I can kind of see that, sure. But it's more like the fact is, like, I went and created a thing. They're trying to alter the thing. You know what I mean? Like, me, I went, you know what? I'll have Gate with blackjack and hookers and monster girls. I went and did it. And they're like, yeah, this is too bloody. You need to go and fix that so I can enjoy this. And then they'll buy, like, any merch from it or even watch it. They pirate it, you know? It's just like, oh, God. It's just, I just don't get it, man.
I think your
don't like
issue
this
was
thing-
Gate was it didn't have centaurs.
Shut up.
Guard, I don't like this thing that you created. Well, that sucks. There's the door. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Well,
Thank you for flying Gorgon
Thusula,
Airlines.
thank you for subscribing for
Well,
13
shit,
months.
I'm late. I'll catch the VOD.
Yeah, there'll be a VOD later, Thusula. But yeah, it's kind of like that. Like I've told folks, oh fucking well. Like I
Right.
do it all the time, and yeah, it's like I'm telling a dollar sign, fuck off, because it's the way you can look at it from any content creator. They see you. Many people see you as a dollar sign, like you are a potential money, and most of the time they'll kowtow like, please give me your shekels. I'm like, fuck off, because if you don't like the book for what it is, then I'm not. Then you're not who I'm writing it for. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change the thing to fit you when it fits 1,000 other people. You know what I mean? Like it's just not how it's done. I mean, it's so frustrating to me. Like because
It's infuriating.
well, even this, because even this right here, the guys I want to talk to and pull apart their mind are two chicken shit to come out here and do it. Meanwhile, these guys are like, fuck it, we'll do it live, and you guys hop on, a few days later, and we're chatting here and talking about stuff. It's just frustrating how little balls there are in the content creator spectrum. Because you guys create content, I create
Sure.
content, they create content, Rye creates content. People are like, I don't want to risk the money. It's like, oh god, it's not always about money.
Yeah.
we started this,
Unfortunately,
we-
it's that. Yeah.
Like when we first started this channel, we told ourselves no matter what happens, whether this takes off or not, we're gonna stay true to us. We're not gonna let anything come in that's gonna change us, whether it be like monetary gain or we have some sensitive fans that don't like the things we say or the things we do. And my main thing is, especially you don't like me, I say the word fuck a lot, and I'm going to say it a lot. So either deal with it or go watch something else.
Well, here's a great demonstration. Like me, I was like, you know what? I'll tone it back for YouTube. And what they do, they told me to fuck off. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. That was a full fucking sin. Now it's like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want and type what I want, create what I want, because you can try and kowtow to what it is, and they're still gonna tell you no, because you gotta toe the line how they want and do everything they want, and then now you can make money. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do things for the guys who like me, and if they want to support me, they can do it. And you guys have the right idea. Just do what you got. Just do what you want to do and what you got to do in the way you want to do it. Because there's no point. And for any content creator watching right now, there's no point in bending your back for people who don't care about you. I mean, I know it comes all the times, but like people are like, I want to make money. That's fine. The money will come in time, but you gotta stay true to yourself. Don't be a sellout. Don't fucking let your fandom fist your butthole on fucking YouTube just so you can make money off of them. Just stay true to yourself. Don't pull a fucking Vizzy Pop. Don't pull a Critical Role. Don't change yourself to fit the mold someone else made for you. Just so you can make money. Because if you notice, Critical Role kind of fucking sucks nowadays. I mean, it does, in my opinion. I know I'm going to get lit
It
up for
does.
it.
I agree.
But-
I
It
tried
does.
campaign 3
It
2
does.
episodes in.
Yeah, I got 2 episodes in as well.
Like I literally, I'll go on /TG, read the thread, and go, okay, cool, it's shit. And I'll just fucking leave. It's just things are tasteless now. Like, where's the risk? Where's the reward for hanging in there? There's nothing. Like all these new movies, just no risk. So is it the good
Don't get me
guys
started on movies.
like the
Oh
bad
my God.
Here's the thing.
the bad guys die and the good guys survive. It's because basically that's a line from Epic Rap Battles, by the way. And it's basically
Oh my God.
J.R. Martin
Yeah.
versus Tolkien. The good guys die and the good guys survive. You know, it's like it's boring because you don't want to know the story. It's just, I mean, God, it's just risk is required in what's it, telling stories or doing D&D or even just living your daily life on online. Have a little risk. Talk to the goober. Talk to the ex-MP who fucking like centaurs. Go talk to him. Have some risk. Have some fun. Like just
Maybe think twice about that one though.
no, don't you shut up.
That's the generation that we're introducing everybody into now. Is fun isn't brand friendly, and
No.
now it's you need to toe the line and cater to the people that are giving you money, and you need to maintain this big fan base because as soon as they go away, so do we.
Yeah.
And
Now it's
that's
about
where-
making a deal as opposed to making a a community.
Well, it's kind of this weird like get quick rich scheme where they make a thing.
Yeah, it is quite literally a pyramid scheme.
It's just so frustrating. But I will say we're at an hour and a half. We're about half an hour over.
Yeah, we do
Sorry.
this a lot.
That's usually
Yeah.
how we go.
So I want to say thank you guys for coming on. You guys are the
Pleasure to be here.
No Skill Entertainment, and if need be, say next week. Say next week that no one volunteers. I'll drag you fuckers back on with Rye. Fuck it. We'll do some shit like that.
Oh yeah.
I
Dude,
might
it
actually
would be
stream if you do
It would
that.
be
I'm
a
big fan
pleasure
of
and an
Rye.
honor.
Yeah. So like say if it's only you guys and Rye who have enough balls to talk to me, fuck it. We'll do this shit every fucking Wednesday if need be. But
Down.
But basically, I mean, those of you out there who are content creators, don't be afraid to come on here and talk to us, voice your opinions, because right now you're all basically hiding, and it's the weirdest shit. Because I haven't hid once in my life, and it's weird. Like right now, I could go on my Discord and scroll down to the DMs. It's just content creators on content creators, ones who could dwarf me by 3 times over. Let's see here. I'm afraid I can't take the risk. I would love to, but what would my fans say? Yada
I hate
yada
that.
yada
I would
yada.
love to, but I hate that.
Yeah, because to me it says you're a chicken shit. You don't have enough backbone to come talk to some fucking internet goober like me on a podcast with 12 viewers. Like, come on and talk to me. It'd be good for you. Come talk to some normal people for once.
Honestly, a little bit of reality would do you plenty of good.
I know, and it's weird how we're called like, like we're the radicals or some shit. Like you guys are the bad part. Like, are we? Because we were always here. You know what I mean? Anyway,
Jesus.
No Skill Entertainment. Thank you for coming on to the Downrange podcast. I'll have you guys back on here next week. If I can't find anyone else, I'll let you guys know. Your avatars are saved anyway, so.
Hey, let's go.
Hey,
I'll
let's go.
give you guys your platform for a second. You guys have about 5 minutes to say what you want to say or push what you want to push or whatever have you.
We don't got shit, guard.
Oh,
Well,
I had
all
one
I-
thing.
All I can say is, if you ever want to tune in to watch us, just know I need to have an extra set of skin and thicken it because we don't hold
Honestly.
back. We stay true to ourselves.
Yeah, knowing your Discord name.
Oh, what? What is it, guard? You want to share with the class?
No, I do not.
Good man.
not on Twitch. Anyway, so I think Beast, he had something you want to say?
Oh yeah, no, this one's just gonna call out to everybody out there. If you want to talk shit, if you want to support, get out in the coffee and support Guard. Like, this man's putting in work. I've been a big fan for a long time, and the lack of support is insane to me.
Yeah, it is true.
I mean,
Buy his merch, because I bought it for my brother as well, because it's that goddamn good.
Bill being shadow banned for about a year and a half on YouTube didn't help anything. Shit.
Yeah, it's okay.
But no, you don't have to support me. Okay, just if you guys want to. If you want to,
But you should.
if you want to, stop by Redcon 1 to buy some protein powder. So it's funny because I'm currently number 70 out of like 100,000, and I'm not even a fucking like fitness channel. I'm already like
Yo, let's
top
go.
100. Hell yeah, brother. Anyway, we will see you guys next time. We have the frog crime boys this Friday, and that happens at the usual time. And we'll see you guys later. Say goodbye.
Bye. Thank you for having us.
We're the worst. Goodbye, everyone.
See you later.